Thank you for taking some time for yourself. You know, it's a very interesting thing how a person can sit in a chair and just let themselves be. There's no need to try to relax because your body already knows how to do that, just as it knows how to breathe without you having to think about it. And while you sit there, you might find your attention drifting, perhaps to the way your hands are resting, or to the silence in the room. And you can just allow that curiosity to be. The only thing that matters right now. Perfect. Just drifting into that comfortable place where the conscious mind can take a well-deserved rest. There are times when we feel we must hold on to everything. So much effort, so much energy spent keeping the numbers in line. Like someone trying to hold back the tide with a teaspoon, thinking that if they just look closely enough, if they just arrange everything just so, everything will be safe. And it's fascinating, isn't it? How a mind can develop such elaborate, complex systems just to try and feel secure. And as you think about that deep, natural desire for order and clarity, you might notice a feeling of focus, perhaps a sense of being present, a quiet alertness, or just a gentle awareness of your own strength. It's a wonderful quality, isn't it? That part of you that has always been so observant, so dedicated to knowing and understanding. It has been such a faithful companion, always looking out for you, always helping you navigate your world with care. You can simply acknowledge that part of yourself with a sense of warm gratitude. Perfect. It has been such a talented guide because it's done its job so well. And because it's done its job so well, you are now free to invite it into a new role. You can allow it to set down that mantle of responsibility, to step back and enjoy the comfort of simply being, knowing that it's earned the right to relax, to drift, and to explore the ease moment. Imagine you're looking at a list of thousands of numbers. Maybe it's the populations of every city on Earth, the heights of all the mountains in the world, or even the stock market prices of every company. You might think that if you looked at the very first digit of all those numbers, you'd see a fair, even spread. You'd expect that about 11% of the time, the first digit is a 1, 11% of the time it's a 2, and so on, all the way up to 9. Feels like random should be balanced, right? But the universe doesn't play by those rules. In the real world, the number 1 shows up as the first digit about 30% of the time. As the digits get higher, they appear less and less often until the number shows up less than 5% of the time. It's like nature has a favorite digit, and it's always number 1. Why does this happen? Think about growth. If you have a small business that grows from $100 to $200, it stays in the hundreds for a long time. To get to the 200s, it has to double in size. To get to the 300s, it has to grow even more. By the time it reaches the 900s, it's huge, and it only has to grow a little bit more to jump into the 1000th, where it's back to starting with a 1 again, because nature loves to grow and expand. Numbers spend a huge amount of their life starting with a 1. This law, named after Frank Benford, a physicist who rediscovered it in 1938, though the astronomer Simon Newcomb first spotted the pattern back in 1881, has become a secret tool for detectives and accountants. Here's the catch: humans are terrible at being truly random. When people try and fake data, like cooking the books for a tax scam or making up fake expenses, they try to make the numbers look random by mixing up the digits evenly. They give 1s, 5s and 9s an equal chance of appearing, but because they aren't using the rhythm of nature, their fake data looks perfectly flat and even. A forensic accountant can look at a company's financial records, run a quick check, and see that the numbers don't follow the natural 1 heavy curve. So the data looks too perfect, and that's how they know someone is lying. It's fascinating because it proves there is a deep mathematical texture to our reality. Even in the messy, chaotic world of finance and nature, there is a hidden architecture. We often feel like we need to control everything to be safe, but Benford's law reminds us that the world is already operating on its own beautiful, predictable, logical rhythm, one that doesn't need us to fake it to make sense. Next time you see a list of numbers, take a look at the first digit. You'll be surprised how often you find a number 1. And there is such a profound relief in that, isn't there? To realize that the world isn't expecting you to audit it. It's already organized. You can let the tension go. Just let it drain away into the chair. Let the need to know simply dissolve. You can look at that old need to control now, as if it's a movie playing on a screen across the room. You can acknowledge the effort it took, but you don't have to be the one performing the scene anymore. You are simply the observer. And it's quite easy, really, to just watch it fade until it's just a ghost of a thought, far away from where you are now. Feel how much lighter it is to exist in a curved space, where growth is natural, where the number 1 leads to the number 2, the number 2 leads to the number 3, in a rhythm that belongs to the universe, not to your worry. You are part of that structure. You are the architecture. There is a quiet strength in being part of a larger order. It's like standing in a forest and realizing the trees don't worry about whether they're growing in the right order. They just grow. And you, in your own way, you're already doing exactly that. And so you can imagine yourself next week or next month. You might find yourself in a situation that would have triggered that old urge to calculate or fix. But instead, you'll just smile. You'll feel that natural rhythm. And you'll find yourself naturally, automatically trusting the flow. And this understanding will stay with you, not as a rule you have to follow, but as a comfort you can reach for. Whenever you hear the rhythm of the world, the wind, a clock, your own breath, you'll remember that you are in a system that is already safe. And now, when you're ready, you can come back in your own time, at your own pace, bringing all this quiet, mathematical peace back with you into the room. Take a few deep breaths, stretch out, Wriggle your fingers and toes and open your eyes. Welcome back. You are perfect, just as you are.